Hello and welcome to another Modswell video. I'm your host Maxwell. Today I'll be bringing you yet another Fallout 4 video, namely my weather and lighting setup for the zombie styled game. I have one more video in mind before releasing my order, which is going to be about FPS issues, so make sure to subscribe to not miss out on that. But let's get into this video. Whilst many of the weather mods in Fallout are fantastic, with the likes of Vivid for its outstanding image quality and depth, Knack for its versatility, coverage and ability to create your own climates, even the cheap options like Another Green Climate, Calamity Weathers or Far Harbor Commonwealth all suiting a zombie styled game, one mod just really stood out to me as the right choice, purely down to its features, which is True Storms. This mod seeks to overhaul the storms within Fallout. It includes a whole bunch of extraordinary features which made it a no-brainer for me. New weather types, improved visuals with better textures, cinematics and effects, new sounds for weathers both interior and exterior with volume sliders to cater them to your preferences, gameplay bonuses dependent on weather, but the reason I chose this weather is the feral ghoul attacks during radstorms. This just adds such an amazing element to the zombie apocalypse order. For 52.3 megabytes, it had to have some great additions to make it worthwhile, but I'd say that this is more than worth it. Alongside True Storms, I'm using its Darker Nights patch as I found the nights to be just that bit too bright. It's also worth noting that this only covers the storms. Originally I used it with AGM Climates, True Storms variation, and whilst I like the fogs, it felt like it didn't quite suit my style. I actually found that AGM made some of the distances look a little washed out, so I decided to drop it. After doing so, I actually found that True Storms was pretty much enough for me on its own. It covers all of the weaker aspects of the base game weather system. Rain is thicker and more noticeable, as is the fog. Radstorms come in multiple colours which suits several different moods, and weathers won't simply pass through ceilings, which is a weakness of many other weather mods too, Knack and Vivid included. And due to how nice the sunnier weathers in the game already are, I felt like they didn't need much changing, which actually makes True Storms something of a cost saving mod in a very strange way. That being said, I did actually make a few changes to bring out more in those weathers and create a very good post-apocalyptic vibe. If you like the images you've been seeing so far, then you'll need to explore Trey M's LUT mods. I'm using Apocalypse because I thought it was fitting, however there are plenty on offer that fit a whole bunch of styles from colours that pop to dusky and even black and white if you're so inclined. I decided to use a LUT to bring out the colour scheme that I wanted. It happens to add a kind of grainy-like image to the air which makes it look a little dirty, and this ended up creating a really nice gloomy atmosphere. And whilst they're not strictly meant to be used with other weather mods, it's worked perfectly for me so far because True Storms is actually a little different. What you'll notice is during True Storms, you'll receive the colour grading from that mod. All other weathers, and it will be Trey M's LUT mods. This suits me to a T. To get these to work, you'll need two mods. The Framework mod, which costs 61 kilobytes and a LUT of your choosing. Mine happens to cost only 11.9 kilobytes, but this will vary slightly dependent on what look you go for. But at no point will this break the bank on the 2 GB limit, so definitely worth experimenting to find the look that you're after. I do know what you're thinking though. Sure, the LUTs go some way towards glorifying the non-storm weathers, but we can do more. And then I came across sunlight alignment tweaks. This mod creates amazing lighting through the trees and across the mountains. If you're after epic screenshots, then this mod is basically the top round pick. You'll also have proper light cast dependent on the time of the day, and what's best is it'll only set you back a tiny 19.6 kilobytes. I know a lot of people who watch my videos are Skyrim players too, so I would liken this mod to improved shadows and volumetric lighting, which is a mod that I bang on a lot about in chat rooms. This will have the exact same effect as that, and will really enhance the look of your game. I'm using this alongside Shadow Resolution 2048 to 512, which as I'm sure you've guessed changes shadow resolution. It's barely noticeable in quality, but hugely so when it comes to frame rates, which is something I'm sure most of you can appreciate when it comes to this game. I'll be covering this mod a little bit more next week though. You'll just have to wait for that, so I'll move on to my internal lighting instead. I'm using two mods that are designed to be used together to fix the problems I had with the vanilla lighting systems, Firelight and Dark. Firelight will remove most of the dust and fog from inside. It also changes the saturation, contrast and brightness for a more natural look. Dark is designed to work alongside this mod with varying degrees of darkness. This is a mod that seeks to change the radius of lighting. It comes in multiple forms. I just happen to use the 192 version, which still allows me to see enough to play and record, but darker options are available for those of you after a good jump scare. For reference, 256 is the default lighting radius, so my lighting reaches about 20% less distance. It might not sound like a lot, but it really does make a big difference, especially to how I perceive my game. Due to the new natural lighting setup and the radius, you'll even find things like street lamps have a far more realistic look to them when you're using this combo. I advise playing with these mods to find a setup that works best for you, and with Firelight costing only 1.8 megabytes and Firedark 171 kilobytes, it's pretty easy to squeeze them in. But if you're not sold yet, I'll let you know they actually helped a little bit with my frame rate in heavily lit areas, which is usually where the people are. And on that handy little tip, I'm going to call it. If this has helped, I would as always appreciate those likes, comments and subscriptions. They let me know that you want more content like this. To talk more Fallout or to share your screenshots or just chat, I highly advise coming and joining our Discord server. You'll find a link to that and everything else mentioned in the description below. But for now, thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.